to the Hustle and Motivate podcast, guys. I am one of your hosts, Marcus.
Will Hawk.
Oh, it's Will Hawk now.
I'm just saying. I'm just, trying something new.
All right.
Trying something new, bro.
It's Will Hawk now.
No, guys. It's Will Hawk. I'm messing with you.
I didn't know.
It's official Will Hawk on Instagram. I didn't
know that we go by our. Okay, whatever.
You know.
And we are here for season 2 finale, man. We hope you guys enjoyed season 2. We hope you enjoyed all our guests. We hope you enjoyed.
Thank you to the guests too, man.
Thank you to all the guests. We hope you enjoyed the content. We hope you enjoyed the transition. I don't think a lot of people noticed we kind of shifted a little bit. We didn't do as many wedding.
Yeah, man.
Centric.
I actually enjoyed it.
So
it's refreshing.
Let us know if that's what you want us to do. We're still gonna do a little bit because that's our origin. But I think season 3 is we transitioned into a little situation. Y'all gonna.
It's all about elevation.
So, but we're in 24. So let's talk about 23, man. Recap of 2023 season finale of season 2. Will, how was your 23?
2023 for me was a roller coaster ride.
Outside of all the people you offended, let's talk about the actual. Let's not talk about.
I don't offend people.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about the people. I don't offend people. Let's focus on work, life. That doesn't have anything to do with your social media lifestyle.
Well, who you see on social media do you can get in real life, so we just put that out there too.
So not the conversations you have.
Walk it like I talk it.
Let's just focus on one.
It was a roller coaster ride.
Why was it a roller coaster ride?
Because I was going through a transition, and that transition is
of what?
To getting out of weddings. Getting out of weddings, man.
I thought you officially went closed.
That was it. That was it. I decided that going into this year, I'm gonna be choosy. I'm gonna pick what I want to do. You know what I mean? If I don't like the way it sounds,
so you'll still do a wedding.
I'll still, if somebody, if let's say, the people we work with, the vendors or whatever that we work with over the years, if they say, hey, Will,
because there's a misconception I think that's the misconception
that I don't do it anymore.
We'll stop doing weddings because you don't post about it.
If somebody,
you don't post about it, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great way to clear it up. Will still does weddings.
I'll shoot them, but
he just won't do all of them.
No.
So how many weddings are you? I mean, you don't even have a number anymore. It's just
I got 2 for next year.
But I mean, you don't even have.
I don't even think
you got to hit. It's like, oh, if I want to do it, I will.
Yep.
Okay, so what does it take to get you to do a wedding at this point?
A relationship with the vendor who's recommending me at that point. If it's at a good venue.
Okay, what's the definition of that? Because I think both of us have done almost every venue here.
Out of state. Out of state,
so,
you know what I mean?
Like you're staying local.
Out of state. I would like to go out of state. I would like to go. Really, I don't like dealing with up north. I don't like to travel. I don't like going up north. You know why? I just don't like going up north.
Yeah.
But New York is somewhere that I would like to shoot at because I've never done a wedding there, and I think they're doing a wedding there. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, something like that.
In the city.
Okay. That would be great. I don't like going up there, but I'll go.
I think that was the only. If there was one thing I could change,
because you've done Philly, right?
I say if there's one thing I can change, I did a couple out of states, but they were never in the cities.
Mm-hmm.
Like we came close to Nigel and Haley, but they were out of the city.
Yeah, it was Charlotte. Charlotte was dope though.
But if we would have, in hindsight, if I was thinking right. Why are you chewing on the camera?
My bad, man. I had to get rid of it.
Anyway, in hindsight, if I was thinking right.
Are you talking about Nigel and Haley?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have known we would come into Charlotte. Mm-hmm. I would have tried to do like a day after shoot or something, just to them in the city, to get some shots in Charlotte of them in the city, because we didn't do anything in the city. We couldn't where they had the venue and stuff at, just to take advantage of the fact that we were in Charlotte.
I'm trying to think. You got a flight to catch that morning though.
Oh, I was out of there. I had to get because it was Father's Day weekend.
Oh, it sure was. Father's Day was the next day.
I had to get out of there.
That's right.
But I'm just saying, in hindsight, I see why people do like day before shoot, so they
so you can get the content.
Philly, that was a dope wedding, but we were inland. We were like I would say compared to like Charlottesville for Philly. Yeah,
It's
we was
like that. In,
yeah we literally like in like rural area. So it was still dope though. I enjoyed it, but I'm like you. If I can get
I think that'll be an icing on the
Atlanta,
cake for me.
Florida,
Yeah, man. Like a
Texas,
Miami,
Miami,
Dallas,
you want to
bro.
go to Miami for different reasons.
I don't even.
Dallas.
Mm.
If I could get a Vegas one again, they owe me.
Hey, man.
You already did something similar in Vegas.
I
Now,
did.
You got
my get.
you got your
What the
get
young
back.
people call it? I got my lick back on
You
that
got your
one.
get
Yeah,
back in
man.
Vegas. I didn't get mine yet. I get so it destination.
Destination. Yeah, pretty much.
Point.
Yeah, and next year.
And if you know you,
and if you know, like
you.
for example, Miss Michelle threw me one.
If Michelle's planning it,
Exactly. I'm on it.
so you're done working with people you don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to do that no more. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna say it to the camera. I don't like a lot of y'all, man. I don't like y'all new people. I don't like a lot of y'all. I don't. I don't know where y'all got this high and mighty attitude from, but you ain't earned it, and I don't like you.
What do you mean? Okay, this may get cut. This may not.
I'm just saying, just let me know how this goes, cause I just had to say that, man.
What do you mean by high and mighty?
Because I think that with this social media era that we live in, people think because I posted something and I went viral and I'm getting all of these likes and comments and somebody reshared this and that, I'm this great fill-in vendor here. You have not earned that to I don't know, to be having this.
I will say that I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, man.
People at the end of the day, you still have your household names.
Exactly.
You have your relationships.
Yep.
But I think because the area is so big now,
I think that the wedding
so many different
people
in it.
Yes, man.
So many different styles.
Yep.
So many different talents.
Mm-hmm.
I think even I thought it was oversaturated. Well, for me, for video, it's oversaturated.
It's oversaturated at this point. I didn't even think that people wanted to do video
everybody
like
who's
that, dog.
Now it's some dope ones out here that I follow, and there are also some bad ones out here who
I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
They should take a little extra time.
My guy, I'm gonna tell you his name, man. I just want to shout him out because he's really dope.
Will's actually shouting somebody.
I'm gonna shout him out, man.
He's from here.
Yeah, you probably know him too.
Who?
Hold on.
He do wedding?
This video, yeah. I did a wedding with him, man, and it's fantastic, man. Folks film productions. Folks film productions.
I know of him. I've never from him.
Oh man, great guy, great wife, the great people, and I really enjoyed working with them. So I just wanted to say,
shout out to folks, man.
Yeah.
If you got a shout out for Will, that's something because he's difficult. He ain't really. I mean, the way he talks about vendors, they talk about him the same exact way, probably.
Oh, I almost did. I'm not going to do that.
But
I almost did. Almost did.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's easier to come in now and
just. I'm that.
I'm not gonna say trick people, but it's
manipulation.
Social media has allowed people to get away with things that they should know for a wedding that they don't know, and exactly caught up to them.
And then when you do,
also, I think the consumer's standards have lowered.
Lowered?
Yeah. At this point, I feel like it's more about making sure if you communicate with your vendor, make them feel safe.
I see what you're saying.
Make sure everything's in focus.
Yeah. It's all about the feeling and the experience.
I look good in it.
Yeah.
They're fine, but they may not notice the imperfections because you can cover them up.
They're not vetting thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. Or it may not be necessarily about style anymore. It's just about how something looks.
Yeah.
What's your aesthetic? It used to be about, I like your style, and what you do. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody.
It's still a thing.
But there's so many weddings, and there's so many vendors versus so many weddings around here. It has become a saturated thing, and I think a lot of people probably realized that probably last year. I think last year I heard a lot of people inquiries that they normally would get were down because. I mean, you got so many options now, and there's so many price points out here too. These people out here doing
also
good work that don't charge Nothing.
You can call this a Will Stradamus moment.
Will Stradamus.
Will Stradamus. You know Nostradamus. He predicted.
Very
the
aware
first,
of Nostradamus.
I'm gonna call myself Will Stradamus at this moment. Y'all better start planning because wedding rates are gonna go down. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They're falling. They're dropping.
Oh yeah,
dramatically.
Especially if you put all your eggs in
that basket.
You don't want to come down.
Yeah,
that happened here. We came in. It was cats making. It wasn't. It was the elites or the household.
It wasn't unheard of for them making me $200,000-$300,000 a year almost.
That's what I'm saying. Making 5, 6, 7. That's what they start at. People were paying it because of the brand that they had built. And then some of those guys saw the writing on the wall and said, "Well, if I can't make what I'm used to making, I'm out. I don't need to do
I know who you're talking about, and I agree with him.
And a hell of a pivot.
Hell of a pivot.
Hell of a pivot,
man.
So
I love it.
He got out when he knew it was time to get out. Versus you put all your eggs in one basket, and then the economy and the way the market,
COVID,
so many people being forced to lower their rates and come down or bundle their rates. It was like, and video just got up there finally.
I'm rates.
Yeah, I ain't going down.
I think you could demand 7.
I buy out before I go down.
I agree.
Like I don't have a problem. All my eggs is not in the
wedding basket
anymore.
Yeah.
So okay, so 2023. That was
my. That was a difficult transition. I had to really.
It was because you was disgruntled at a lot of weddings that I worked with you. I worked with you on a lot of weddings this year, and I think at every one of them you were disgruntled at some point.
I wouldn't call it disgruntled. I'm just
you uninterested.
Yes,
you're the type of guy you don't know how to fight through that.
No,
and
if I'm bored, I'm just this shit's.
Yeah, that's not good when you got clients, Will.
And I understand it. I'm wrong for that, and that's why I had to get out of it because I can't go into it with that attitude of.
Oh, you know you're wrong.
Yeah, it's unfair to me, and it's very unfair to them because I'm not giving them. I'm just going through the motions.
That's why when we did that wedding, I had to tell you it's time to go. I'm not.
I remember what I
talk about the wedding.
I don't even remember which one it was. See, that's what I'm saying.
I pulled you. We had to pull you to the side.
Oh yeah.
Outside of dinner, I told you, man, it's time. It's time.
You did, and I said I already knew.
Just because I know when you're not interested. I know how you move because you can do weddings in your sleep. The average client won't know, but some will know based on your demeanor. But you used to be the guy that was searching for the shot.
I don't look for it. That's when I knew.
Now you're the guy who whatever's in front of me is what's in front of me.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like I said, it's not. It's great that you made that. You made that
self-assessment
of yourself to say I gotta go. But if that's the case, why did you take 2 weddings next year?
Because it came from referrals. I was recommended.
Okay, so you feel like but recommendations help make the
make it yes, it makes it easier to work because I know who it's coming from. I trust this planner.
Okay.
I trust this venue who recommended me. I'm cool with it.
What was the venue?
Shit, she booked in October. I can't remember the name of the venue. I don't even remember her name. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Okay, so that was your roller coaster.
Yeah.
You trying to figure
out my direction for going forward. Because when I say I'm looking to work in the commercial world, I have to niche down. I have to figure out what my niche is going to be. What am I going to do? I can't just do everything. That sucks because I want to do everything. But when you're dealing with that type of clientele, they want to see something specific. And I figured it out what I want to do. And I'm happy with the decision.
What was that?
Lifestyle commercial work, branding, lifestyle, products, people using products in lifestyle environments, storytelling, tourism. That type of stuff is what I'm so zoned in on this year. I even wrote it down on a list to look at when I wake up in the morning and brush my teeth. We're not doing any personal projects unless it involves lifestyle, commercial, and video. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not doing it.
Video.
You're gonna do the video. I'm just gonna come up with the ideas.
I'll tell y'all the reason why me and him having problems with that now later. That's an episode down the line of photographers who think they know want to do video, but they don't know nothing about video.
You gotta let that go.
Y'all are just bad at it.
You gotta let it go, bro.
I ask you a question, you be like, huh?
I just be like, that's what's up.
Did you prep for this?
Nah.
It's in my head.
It's in my head. Let's do it. Let's go to work. Hey, but that's the photography mindset. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. What was yours like? 23 for you, if you could sum it up in one word, man.
Rough.
It was rough.
It was rough. It was something I wasn't used to. It was one of those things where I was in a transition.
Mm-hmm.
So I was building a brand. Almost basically like I was forced to relive recreating the same roller coaster, the same process I did to get where I was in weddings. Figured trial and error. It was a trial and error year for me. Mm-hmm. It was because I had finished. A lot of people don't know I had finished when I made the announcement for the website. I had been working on that brand for a year. 2 years prior, I had been working on 212, and I couldn't get in. I had met with people in commercial. Me and Glenn sat down. Mm-hmm. I chopped it up with him, got his opinion. I talked to
because you just came up with the name last year too, right?
I talked to a brand. A woman who does ad agency, and talked to her about names and stuff. And I was talking to her about it, and we were bouncing I was asking her some questions. And I had talked to social media people about it, and bouncing some stuff off the wall with them. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't settle on a name because I didn't want to make the same mistake I made with my name with Internet Media.
You never liked it?
Nope.
You could have just changed it anymore.
I got it.
Right? But I know there's a lot of paperwork that
I had no idea what I would change it to.
Yeah.
I grew to like it.
Okay.
I grew to like it. I'm good with it now.
Yeah.
But when I first started, people telling you that's not really wedding. When I think about that, I think about commercial. So in reality, but I was never gonna be MC Marcus Williams Cinema or Williams Production or.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about you the other day with that. Why didn't you ever use your last name?
Because that's my personal. That's your personal.
That's you.
Ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing with business. I'm very big on which this is why it's hard for me to get into the realm of social media. I am, which you've learned, you know about me. I'm very private. Mm-hmm. My private life is not on social media. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to bridge the gap. Also, always somebody told me, well, you shouldn't put your personal name in there because if you get sued, they know who you are.
They know who you are.
But honestly, when I did it, it was on the premise of if I ever wanted to sell it or if I ever wanted to bring people under me.
I see. It wasn't just you. Yeah.
Will Hawkins Photography. I'm looking for Will Hawkins.
It's me.
So although
I've gotten caught up like that before too.
Although I know,
yeah,
Mr. I back out at the last minute and send Josh.
I said, it was Amanda, but I sent both of them.
But it's one of those things where it doesn't work. I mean, I could do it. I'm not done. That's what I thought when I created was that this would be a brand that I could bring people under and sub out.
You should have the foresight for that.
I did, but I realized I'm not built for it because you can't trust nobody out here.
I remember them days too.
Getting the images back and you be like, come on, bro. Just because they don't shoot like you. They shot it right. It wasn't necessarily, but so it's trial and error too. That them people didn't know about trial and error like
you and I have a Michael Jordan Kobe mindset. Would you agree or disagree?
Correct.
So we don't play
well with others.
Well with not even just that, but when it comes to the craft in general.
No.
It's no. You either in this
or you not.
Or you not. You're not gonna be half-assing nothing that I do.
No.
And I'm not with it.
And I can tell because I used to tell Eric that I can see when me and Eric had a meeting because I had gotten so good at knowing him. I knew when something was wrong with him when he was shooting. I knew when he was going through something. Because he's like, how you know? I'm like, man, I can see how you shoot. When you on your A game, when you locked in,
You're a different guy.
You're a different guy. Mm-hmm. But when you're coming from some stuff that may happen to you, or your life may not be going where you want it, man, just talk to me. Let me know. Look, man, I don't got it today.
And I pick up the slack.
I got you. Yep. I don't mind you still coming. I'm still pay you. But just let me know, man. I don't think I got the creative juices like I normally do, man. I'm gonna have to let me just hold you back. Hold down the rear and pick if you can hold me down. Because it's very rare it happen. But I cannot be around people who. That's what bothers me about what goes on with the social media world now. Mm-hmm. It's videographers out here, and I can see that they don't know what they're doing, mm-hmm. but because they have other aspects about them that works. People are gravitating to them.
It ain't about the skill.
It ain't about the skill no more.
It's not about the skill no more. It's about who you are as a person. And that pisses me off, bro.
In the commercial world, it's about the skill.
It's about the skill.
How good are you?
Yes.
Compared to the next man.
Yes.
It don't matter whether you black, white,
nothing,
male,
nope,
female,
are
LGBT,
you good for the job?
Are you good for this job?
I want to compete on merit. I want to compete for my skill.
It's an easier. I know exactly what I'm. Reason why I didn't get it. I wasn't in the budget.
Yep, that was
I wasn't in the budget. I'm okay with that.
Yep, I'm cool with that.
Nobody undercut me, or I mean, they could, but it's like at the end of the day, okay, we're talking numbers.
Yep,
numbers. If they come to you, the talent is there. Mm-hmm. It's the number. It's cut and dry with that.
I like that.
Weddings. It's like I had a wedding that I was up for. And to this day, like I know the person, and it hasn't to do with the videographer, but it was the photographer versus the planner. As far as who they wanted to bring.
I got you.
So I was being recommended by the photographer.
Okay.
Another person.
The planner was by the planner.
Another. So okay. Because that planner worked with that person, so I get it. Trust. That's a part.
That's the thing. You can't get rid of that.
No, you can't. That's it's a trust issue. It's a trust factor. Yeah. It's like at least I'm putting my name on him because I know he's gonna do the job. I had never worked with her before, mm-hmm. So it's not like it's a personal thing of just like me. If somebody recommend, who would you rather work with? I'm gonna say Will. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say Dustin, Mike. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna say a bunch of different names
because it's
because those are guys on the women daisies. Those are the people I enjoy working with. Mm-hmm. You know, Jasmine, Mike. I'm gonna just throw out whoever I feel fits that wedding.
That's who you gonna recommend.
But I want to work with.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it price point was not, we weren't offering price point, but it came down to, I was like, man, I got the wedding, but it came down to, man, I kind of had a little bit of, not mature, but I kind of had a little bit of bitterness toward the planner when I found out she was trying to cut me.
I think you're truly something special, 'cause I really like what you've done to me. I can't really explain it. I'm so into you.
Pause in the action. You like this interview? You like the knowledge you're getting? You like our guests? We continuously do this week in and week out. So we'll be bringing content to y'all week in and week out. If you want to catch the next interview, like, subscribe, hit the ring bell for us. Get notified on the next episode of the Hustle and Motivate podcast. Let's get back into it.
Because I had the wedding off the jump.
You were in there.
I was already the person.
It should have been no competition at all.
She was looking at, you shouldn't have been trying to get your person in there. But you know, now that I'm older and I kind of look back on it and I've worked with the planner that day, it was like, okay, cool. And nobody DM me asking me who the planner was. I'm not going to.
You better than me. I would still hold a grudge about it.
I'm not. I don't got no grudge with her. I like her. I love her to death. But it was just one of those things where I just know she has her preference. But that's the business.
That happened to me. You remember, matter of fact, there was another lesson I learned last year. They cut me off. I had the wedding booked. Remember that? I texted you and Josh about it. I had the wedding booked. And they told me they were going with another photographer.
They want their money back because
No, they didn't want them. She did. She wanted a retainer
planner,
because the planner had recommended somebody else.
Down in your work.
Yes.
To get somebody else in there. Now that's different.
But that's that industry now, though. I feel
correct. Correct.
That is that industry now.
Correct. Because in reality, if the person has already selected their choice,
why are you coming in and
it's like me. It's a photographer who I was dreading working with. I'm like, but I'm not going to badmouth them. I'm not going to say anything to take food off their table. I personally just may not be one of my favorite people I want to work with. Now, so I was a little dreading working with them, but if that's who the client wants, that's who the client wants. But in the corporate world, you don't have to worry about that. None of that. So it was one of those things where I was making that transition, but I also realized how much I neglected doing the things I had to do for the wedding side. See,
same here.
I built the brand.
Same here. I was focused on that.
That thing was a revolving wheel, boy, for all them years. I had my SEO locked in. I was #1 on Google.
Yep.
I didn't have to do social media like that. But social media has...
You really did.
Social media had to start to catch up to Google in my mind and search results. People were doing social media search results first, looking at your feed and all that. And so if it looks up there, you see I haven't made a post since 21. Oh, he doesn't do them anymore. Moving on, stuff like that, right? Yep. So I kind of fell into that crack. So now I got to go back
and
post and get into the habit of, because I won't lack in weddings. I'm still doing I don't think I only do like 25 to 30 a year anyway at the time.
What's great about that?
What?
You know what's great about that? You know when I hold the mic about this, like this, I'm about to say something, right?
I know.
You got content
I still got
for days.
Yeah.
They ain't messing with this man, bro. They not messing with this man. He got so much content.
Yeah, I'm still 2 years.
He could fall back 5 years and y'all would never catch him. You'd never catch him, man.
I got weddings 2 years from literally 22. I have yet to put out. I still got content.
You got content.
I got content for the whole year. I'm not worried about content.
He got a hard drive full of heat.
I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy with that. And I don't want to pay nobody to do it because they're not going to be me.
Right.
So building that, realizing your business took a hit because of the lack of work you put in. And I know my SEO. I let the website just... It's an old website. I wasn't updating nothing. I wasn't doing nothing, man. I was like, because I'm getting inquiries. I'm rolling. But I don't know if Google made a shift.
It did something.
And I missed it.
Yep.
And it took me, I was like, I'm used to being top 15. I'd always been top 15. One day I just was like, man, it's kind of dry around here. And I'm making my money. I ain't worried about that. But I'm like, it's kind of dry. I'm only around, February, March. I'm only get about 2-3 a week. Lock in 1 a week. I'm good. Check Google Analytics. Man, I was like 72. I was like, whoa.
What am I doing on page 72?
I'm back on page. I'm right at the borderline of page 1 now. But that took a lot of work. Yeah. Because, Google take forever to crawl you. Which led to me not rebranding, but just updating my stuff. Man. I got lazy in that aspect. But then you're trying to do both businesses and work and generate income. And I had to figure out my niche.
That's the thing.
That's where my
That's
problem was.
The hardest part, bro.
I was getting corporate work, and I was getting corporate work, and my niche was really decided for me because I was just looking at all the projects I had did that I still ain't put out yet. That's coming too, but it was all lifestyle branding, storytelling. Some companies calling me for their 40th anniversary. They want to do a history video. Meeting CEOs who want to talk about, why their company relates to this. It wasn't really
the storytelling aspect.
Aspect of it. So I was like, okay, that's what I need to do. Like I never cared about doing. Like you products. If I'm a show a product, it's in this lifestyle version of it.
Yep.
I don't want to do that now.
Y'all get busy on that. I got to
dope.
Oh yes, sir.
Shooters.
Yes, it is, man.
And you know one of them.
I know him.
He do watches. I don't know that dude's name. That's a bad boy.
I know. Oh, okay.
Matt is another one.
Matt's another one. Yeah, man. They are great, man. They're great at it. Stuff. I don't want to.
It's just not. I don't know. I don't want to set up a backdrop.
It bores me.
I don't want to set up a backdrop. Yeah. figure out how to let the water fall on it, and then I gotta go on After Effects. I got to rotoscope it out. I got no. I need some emotion behind what I do. I want
to be with. I want to be.
I want to be with Nike and all them at.
She say on Little Mermaid, I want to be where the people are.
Yeah, I need to be. I need to be able to people have actors and models.
Yeah, I want to set something up.
I want a location scout. Yes. I want to do all that. So
yeah, man.
I had to figure that out, and that led to me rebuilding the website 3 times. The website you see now there's 2 different versions on that website. Or 212.
You put a lot of work in it.
I spent a lot of days, like spending money, taking classes, watching, like back in the mud. And I can say I enjoy it.
Enjoy it, right? Yeah, man.
I'm still in the mud. I'm like figuring out, I told you, one personal project, I'm like just grinding it out and seeing, okay, that came out good. And I thought, oh, that setup was dope. It's just now programming yourself to win the world of content, but not everybody got to see you grow.
Yeah.
So now I got to show everybody that I'm him. That I'm him. I just didn't talk about it. And I would say that's how all my competition feels. Like we're competition, but we all trying to figure it out together. But I'm him compared to everybody else. Just I don't say that.
You got to believe it.
But I've been in it long enough where I feel like I have a new, I have a new goal I gotta attain. I'm still doing wellness too. But that's why I separate the company. Unlike you had to go Will Hawkins Photography. You had to go completely different because you can't do both.
Can't do both.
You can't have both of them in the same Google search. You can't.
Nope.
You can't. That's what I learned from talking to Glenn. I was like, man,
he said that years ago in one of them classes, man.
When I was trying to figure out my business, he's like, he's like, you're not gonna keep it on there. He's like, no. He's like, good, because if you was, I'm gonna tell you, you need to scrub all that, shut the whole website down. But if you're gonna do both, you're gonna separate them.
That's good.
Do what you got to do.
I had to get rid of it, and that's where my 23 got all congested because I think late 22, I took my wedding website down.
You did. It was like a rip the Band-Aid off.
I was like
out.
I was scared to death, bro. And I think last year I was still in that boat of what the fuck am I gonna do now? Honestly, being transparent, I still made my monetary goal.
Yeah, because
last year.
Because I think it's at the end of the day, it still boils down to how much you gonna hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah. To this point, like now,
I've had to work a lot. I had to work.
I had to get it.
I had to work a lot more last year.
Some months.
Yeah, man.
Like, ooh, this is a slow month.
Yes.
Like I think when I hit like July, because here's the thing: when you used to making a certain amount of money,
you know it.
You live life a little different. You don't really got to check your account. You just like, oh, okay, I get that back later.
Yeah, I'll get it back later.
Now you be like, whoo.
Wait a minute. I got to replace that.
I got to go in and track my spending. I got to be smarter with my money.
Yep.
And I feel like everybody has that thing where it rolls until it stops you. And you have to then say, I got to rebuild and focus on the things that are important.
But I'm glad I had to go through that process.
I am too now.
Because it made me grow up in a way instead of me. Because you'd have been around me. I'll drop $500 on something. Get that shit back later. I'm going to get it. Got it back the next damn day, bro. So.
But it's the thing where at the end of the day, it's just how hard you're willing to work for.
Yes.
And I think we all hit out. Like that's the thing I felt about 23. I made the same amount of money that I made years before. But I had a hard year financially trying to figure out where my money was going. I'm like, yo,
exactly.
Why my account's looking like a little sketchy? And the reason why, it took me a while to get used to that net 30.
Looking a little anorexic. Yeah. Yeah.
That net 30. I had did 3 big jobs.
Are you waiting 30 days?
From November to January, I had did
this
last year. Last year.
Oh no,
2022.
22.
So November I did I wasn't big, but for me, for what I was doing, I wasn't even marketing commercial work. It was about $12,000 in 3 jobs, right? Holidays kick in too. I'm like, okay. Cool. Got to get this for the holidays, pay the mortgage, all that. But those are my 3 big jobs. I forgot they were on that 30. I had to tap into the reserves
to make it
through.
But you put the
by
money
the time
in,
I
you
got
still
it back,
put it,
no, I didn't put it back.
You did? Oh,
because I forgot I was on that 30. So my family was here on Christmas, so I spent way more money on
22.
Christmas. I spent way more money on Christmas than I should have. That hit me hard. So when I got back on my feet,
I'm assuming they came to your house. That's what.
yeah,
That's what,
they all from town.
Yeah,
I had a new house.
you sure did.
So I never had a chance to really adjust the budget to the changes in my lifestyle. I had a new house and a new truck.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I ain't gonna tell you how that amount. That's an extra. That's double what I had to pay.
What you were used to
what I
paying.
was used to paying.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh shoot, I gotta figure this out because now the money is slow because it was December, January, February, March, a little slow. Pick it back up April, May, June, August, September, October. Ride that out with because you got some every month. Corporate work, it's not only are you working, you're not getting paid. Now you get half up front, but the other half may not come to net 30.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, or you'll get it all on net 30. Depends on how you got your situation set up. But when you on that net 30, whew,
tough money.
And that took me a while to adjust to. So that's what I think. I made a. It was self wounds I put on myself. But I was like you. It's like, okay, I got to figure out. It's a lot of planning, and now 24 is more so. All right, I got it in my mind now how this need to be done. I just got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say 20. But I was talking to Josh, but that was 23 for everybody. I feel like
he said the same thing.
Everybody was in a transition state. Eric said the same thing. Everybody I talked to said like 23 was a year of lessons.
I agree.
It was a year. Everybody either had a hard year somewhere. You had to sit your ass down and refigure out either my health, my mental, my emotions, my finances, my career. I need to figure out how to change in order to go further and have a peaceful life.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that I talked to had to go through that.
I don't know what that was about, bro. I have no idea, man. That was man. I just remember June, July, and August being in a funk, bro.
August, September, October.
Yeah,
that was me,
man.
Because March, I had March, April, May, June.
I was good.
I was rolling.
I was good. Yep.
I was rolling.
But something happened in that
July,
June,
August.
Man, for me.
July, August.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo. And then I had busy September. In October, I think I had like 2 things. I was like, I'm not used to.
Yeah.
I'm used to rolling in October. And then November, I ain't have nothing in November. I got loaded in December. December, it was a busy month.
Those months when you're not doing anything, that's some frustrating stuff, man. It hurts your I mean, it's not hurt your feelings, but
it makes you just sit there and say,
what am I doing?
What did I do?
Yes.
Like I even had I literally had to sit on the edge of my couch one day, and I said, "Man, did I do something wrong?
Did I do something wrong? Right? Yeah.
Like why am I?" But talking to other people in the business that do weddings, just in general, entrepreneurs had a rough year, and that mean we are in a recession. You just nobody want to acknowledge it.
True.
People are real tight with their money now.
True.
Because everything going up.
True.
Including us.
It's a fact.
Everything going up.
It's a fact.
So it's like
it all trickles down.
That's why. That's why I can't disagree when they say pricing is going to change because inflation is going to force you to get in where you fit in.
Everything else is going up around me, so I have to, in turn, bring my prices up.
I don't have it in the budget I won't have it in the budget. We used to be able to do 60,000. Now, a lot of people still doing them because they're wedding, but that trend could happen. And like you say, you either gonna adjust and get back to doing 50 weddings at $2,000, or you're gonna drop down to them low threes and try to get where you fit in. And a lot of people ain't gonna do that. So, what was one of your highs? Oh, you said that. You said your highs and your lows. We're gonna skip that question. What was a hard lesson you had to learn in 23?
I'm not invincible. So serious. Not invincible.
That makes sense.
I got in a car accident.
That makes sense.
I got in a car accident, and I was like, damn.
She get paid for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, damn, bro, I could really die.
Yeah.
Sheesh. I could really die. This is like that. And I never thought about it.
Yeah.
I never thought about it, man. Like, this could be over with. What am I doing? Am I doing something that is positive? Am I saying things that are positive? How am I moving? I really need to reevaluate how I move in life, because it could just end and you just don't even. I'm at a light, listening to music on the phone, looking at Instagram, light change. Let's go. Done. Oh shit.
It happens fast.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it happens fast.
What about you?
The importance of my time with family. I figured that out later though. It was one of those things where
I think that was a major lesson for me too at that wedding that we were at.
I was busy, I was focusing, and Amber came to me and was like, based to a certain extent, I had jumped back into work and forgot about her.
Because
I was trying to figure this out.
You were starting over.
I was figuring this out. So it wasn't the fact of necessarily my time, but my attention. She felt like I was passing by. And my dad felt the same way. He felt like I had hit a point where I was just.
You were focused on that computer.
I was focused, bro.
Yep.
Everything in my mind. I went to the gym, but everything it consumed me to figure out how can I generate money in the corporate world and build the brand where I need to be, and why the hell Google ain't giving me the love. But then I figured it out, and it was almost like overnight. Boom, December hit, and everything started to make sense, and it clicked from just like it clicked in the wedding world. It was one of those things where 2014 it just clicked. At Nick and Joy wedding, it clicked. I was like, oh, everything makes sense to me now. Same thing. I was sitting in the room December and we're working, planning these jobs, these shoots, and it just clicked. And January 1st, everything clicked in my mind. Oh,
got it.
I get it now. Like, I know how to do it now.
And I got it.
I know how to plan this time.
I can cut. I'm in a jungle, but now I got a machete versus using my arms.
I know how to. I know what companies are looking for. I know. Now, granted,
still gonna learn.
Still got to get. You got to figure out how you gonna make money in February and March. I mean, you still got a whole year trying to figure this out. But it's just now I figure out what I know how to hone straight in on those things, and in doing that, I realized my time has to be put more into my family because that's a big piece as to why I'm able to do the things I do. And if I don't have that part of my life in order, nothing else will work right.
It makes sense. That's gotta come first.
My parents and my wife, everybody has to be, checking in on family, because a lot of people, man, late in the year, a lot of people I knew passed away that I was connected to, and it's like, yo, I don't know the last time I talked to that person. You hearing that type of stuff, it's like, okay, you just want to make sure you check in and you
acknowledge them.
You can't get in your own world and just forget about people. So I'll say that's one of the hard lessons was like, okay.
You just taught me something sitting here. I need to call family.
Hey, similar time, man, just checking on you, man. How you doing, man? Because you don't know what nobody going through.
It's true.
And
that one text could say, hey, yo, I'm glad somebody think about me talking about that could.
And I had that happen. I had a friend who was, down in the dumps, man, and I hit him up. We went to lunch, and he was just like, man, I needed that. I appreciate that. So it's like, nah, I ain't doing all that. Taking people to lunch, that's. Ooh. But I'll say learning that, and then also learning financial literacy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
because
sir.
When you making, I'm not gonna tell y'all how much I make, but when you making six figures like Will,
he was just going.
When you make six figures like Will,
don't. I make $20,000 a year. I do not.
So
do not.
you don't necessarily have to worry about. It's like, oh, okay, it's there. There we go. Because I got my nest egg. I got my cushion. I got my 10, 20, 30K or whatever in the bank sitting there just because I got to go put my hand on something because something go wrong. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just go buy this $3,000 camera. I can go buy this here and I'll buy this. I'll spend 10 grand in gear.
Just because you have it, don't mean you got to spend it. That.
I'm hungry. You know what? I want steak.
No, I'm going to cook myself something to eat.
I want steak. You know what? Oh, there's leftovers in there. I'm going to go eat that.
Yes.
Oh.
Do I even need to eat right now or am I just bored?
I'm just bored. You know, oh, I want to go see every movie that come. Oh, I don't need to do that. Because if I spend money on that, I got to go back to my cafe and I got to get dinner. No, I ain't going to do that. Well, do I need to go? And you start to figure out, I got to learn how to basically keep my money longer because I don't know
when the next piece of money is coming.
When the next piece of money going to come.
Yep.
That is what people don't tell you about entrepreneurship. You at any moment,
you could not be
on hold.
You ain't getting paid.
You on hold.
You can go 2-3 months without some money.
You on hold. Nothing.
I mean, you gonna touch something, but it ain't what you used to touching. I can tell you that, bro.
You on hold.
Full honesty, July. You know how much money I made in July, bro? I almost had a heart attack. $1,150.
$1,150.
$1,150.
I think August. No, July. I think I made around the same, probably $2,000.
Man,
matter of fact, did I make any money in July? I don't think I had.
You gonna touch some money?
Yeah, I think I
made.
I probably made about that. About
touch something.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah,
it's just a little extra little.
And then you get that. That's out the window. You got some money coming in, right? Yeah, I got some money coming, but as soon as I get it, it's gone. What can I do with that?
Yeah,
and it's a couple $100s, and I'm used to making a certain amount every month. You know what I mean? Over 10 every month, and then you go $1,150. I ain't seen this since I was 20 years old. What is that, man? That was 23. In a nutshell for me, man.
I'll say that too. Was it consistent?
No.
Like I ended the year strong.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I started the year strong and I ended the year strong.
Me too.
Like December,
October, November, December. My brother.
All of a sudden, December was rolling.
Yes.
I was rolling this last month. And it's rolling into this year. I'm rolling in January. So it's like, all right, it's just not figuring out how do you consistently keep that up, but at the same time, keeping your finances and being disciplined enough to know I'm going to live a very minimal life.
That's the one.
I'm not going to spend on material things like I used to. I'm going to make sure I got food to eat.
Bills to pay.
And I'll deal with everything else.
I don't care about nothing else. I don't need no new equipment. I'm not going to say that. I would like to upgrade, but is it a necessity?
Yeah, because I was,
is it?
I had almost slipped. I said to myself, you know what, man? I like that monitor wheel guy. You
was getting ready to put a trigger on.
I knew I had the money sitting in. I had got blah blah blah. This invoices being
Don't
paid.
Do it.
This person invoiced.
I will say this.
One of my monthly content client had paid 2 months in advance. I'm like,
I will say this much: if you can go, don't punish yourself, right?
No.
Well, okay, let me take that back. Punish yourself. If you can go 6 months living a minimal life, you deserve to buy yourself something else in the 7th month. And it does. One thing.
It wasn't that. It was when I saw $1,500. I said, "Oh no."
Oh, that monitor's worth it though, brother.
It is. It is. I thought to myself, that's a want. Like I got other things in my business, little things I could get to satisfy my gear.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got stuff I'm trying to build out and stuff like that, or more cheaper. I can get like 4 or 5 things if I spend that. So it was just a matter of, I was this close to reverting back
to it,
dropping that 15, and as soon as I got it, I'd take it right back and been like,
nope, I ain't need that.
I didn't need that.
Yep.
Like I do everything else when I used to impulse buy. So
that's got to go.
Yeah, impulse buying.
Y'all got to stop doing that immediately. You really want to learn how to be an entrepreneur, that impulse buying, you got to cut that out. It's a psychological thing. You have to stop that. I've had to learn that myself these past how long ago was COVID?
23 years ago.
So 3 years ago?
Going on 3 now.
Going on 3? I had to learn how to do that, man.
Going on 4.
4, because it was 2020.
February.
That impulse buying, man, you have to cut that out. And you have to understand that your mind is to become a buyer in not the, wait a minute, I got that wrong. You're the seller and you're no longer the buyer. So you need to start thinking about the products. When you go into a store and you at the mall, oh, they got a sale going on for that for $2.99, but it was $4.99. You still paying the same $2.99 for it. Don't matter if you're $4.99 or $2.99. I don't care. You're still spending money. You're not getting a deal. You spending unnecessary money because you saw a sign. And that's what they want you to do. So don't do that as an entrepreneur, man. You gotta really manage money. I think that's something for 23 for real. Managing money. I really do.
And then we're gonna wrap this up. I didn't realize the managing money part. See, my managing money hit me in August when I went to go do something, and I'm like, oh, car. So I got money up here. I ain't had the amount I normally have up there to do what I was trying to do. And I was like, nah, the money was coming in, it just hadn't hit yet. But it made me stop.
What are you doing?
I'm like, why am I doing this? And I looked and I printed out my business statements, my personal statements. I gave a highlight, and I saw these subscriptions that I had that I didn't even know I was using. I said, I don't need that. I don't need that. Or things I was using for my business that in reality is like, do I really need that? Nope. Cut that out. Then you look at how much eating out and every day, because we on the go.
All the time.
On the go. I don't got time to be like getting my way back home, warming up some food and all that.
Give you a trick.
If you plan it right,
I'm gonna give you a trick.
You're good to go.
Give you a trick. Been doing it since last February. Intermittent fasting.
I know. The problem is
cut it.
Intermittent fasting. I intermittent fasted yesterday because I was busy, and during I kept myself in the gym because the problem is I got in the sauna and got to talk about football. Came out.
Well, you sweat it out every night. That's the problem. You almost gonna kill yourself, dog. You can't go in the sauna after you ain't ate all day, bro.
I was in the sauna talking football. Dude, I had been looking for him for weeks. He came in. We got to talking. I walked down. I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm like, treadmill. I thought about treadmill. I said every time I thought about getting up, I'm like, lightheaded. Then I looked down. I said, I was in that sauna 45 minutes.
Yeah, brother.
And all I had was my lunch. I didn't do breakfast. I was fasting. But yes, intermittent fasting.
That saves a lot of problems.
Saves a lot. It does.
Saves you money because your stomach will shrink too.
If you're disciplined enough to know your lunch or whatever you're gonna do for lunch,
like
it's about time. I'm
supposed to be eating for me right now.
So, but intermittent fast is also for people who are out here who are interested in it. That's also a discipline thing. That's an everyday. I eat around the same window. So if I fast till 12, if I go 7 to 12, so I stop eating I'm back stopping eating after 7.
Okay.
Like I start in the morning, I pick back up eating until 12.
The
PM.
PM. Okay.
I used to do that all the time. So I'm back on that because I was able to do that easily. But you gotta when that 12 window open from 12 to 2, your body need that fuel. And you gotta do that every single day to where your body knows from 12 to 2.
I'm getting this.
So before that, it's not looking for anything. But from 12 to 2, it's ravaging. And you gotta get something in it and eat as much So for people, fasting is about like anything else. It's discipline.
It teaches you that.
Discipline.
I think that's a great thing to teach, man.
That it does teach you. It teaches you mental toughness too. Because can you ignore your cravings until they finally stop?
Yes.
Because 21 days, you're gonna crave. Your body gonna try to get you
to eat what you're not. Yeah.
Once you pass that 22 whatever habit, it'll finally just be like, all right, whatever. And it'll start working for you, and you won't be low on energy. But
it's another thing.
You know what? that might be a podcast episode. Get somebody here on health. Let them talk about.
I think we should do that.
Let them talk about that.
I think we should do that.
You know, that's what we mean by
I want to learn too.
We're getting out of just weddings for the simple fact there's so much knowledge out here.
Yeah, we want to share. I want to learn.
I want to learn. That, you know, there's so many people out here that you don't know about. I think
that what we talked about today, I think we need to get somebody on here for financial literacy.
I do, man. You don't know my boy Antoine?
Is that?
Have you met Antoine? Everybody out here in the street, if you black, you know Antoine. He is the insurance hustler.
Okay.
But as far as getting your insurance and your financial stuff right, that's the man. Like, that man knows so much about financial discipline and setting you up and making sure you got your future, your children got futures, financial planning. So he's a guy.
He teaches you how to be a cheapskate.
Antoine's still walking around here in bootcut jeans. He's a cheapskate.
I like him.
He's a cheapskate.
He's what's the face from?
I'm gonna make sure I put a reel out and tag him so he know he out here in bootcut jeans.
The Game, Jason.
I need
Pitts.
I
need to be like Jason Pitts out here.
Jason was a millionaire too.
Yes, he was.
But Antoine, we need you. But just so many things coming in season 3, bro. What you looking for in season 3? Let's wrap it up. What we doing in season 3?
Y'all tired of looking at this? Because I'm tired of looking at it. I'm sick of looking at it. So, we got a new set coming. So you be sure you tune in and check out this new set. We're going to work hard on it. Give you I'm gonna give you something nice to look at besides my beautiful face, okay? So let's tune in. Yeah, I said it.
Close this out, sir.
Y'all know y'all like me. That's what it is, man.
People, I've never seen somebody be the underdog, become the guy, and immediately become a villain.
You've never heard that quote?
No, we're not doing that.
You either live long enough, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I like to think of myself as Joker. You know, y'all are. Y'all are. What was my favorite quote? And I'm gonna end it. I promise. But I gotta share this quote. I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. And there's that.
End the damn show.
So, y'all, thank y'all for letting us grace your screens and your ears, man. Thank y'all.
Subscribe, man. Our views was down last year. I appreciate that.
Like and subscribe.
Y'all better like and subscribe.
Hit the ring bell so you.
Everybody see me in public. Say, "Oh, watch the episode and all that," but y'all don't be commenting and sharing.
I'm gonna be honest. Y'all ain't watching nothing. I look at the analytics. Y'all need to tune in more. We putting in a lot of work over here.
Everybody DM, I loved it and all that stuff.
No, you didn't. You ain't watched nothing. The hours was down. We need help. So give me an HBO special. Help a brother out special.
That's it. I'm not doing hustle motivate. I always respect the hustle man.